Welcome back to the mean streets of Los Angeles. I'm Spatvark. This is episode 11 of my continuing Let's Play of Noire. I completely forgot what I was playing. Anyway, should be right at the beginning of the next case. You can smile.
And now my heart's a blazing ruin. You say that you were only fooling. Don't walk away. Don't do me wrong. Don't leave.
So that was Courtney Sheldon outside. So he's still alive at the moment. Can't imagine that's going to last. Why are they always drunk? Well, that ain't good.
Of course we will look into it. Yes, I'm aware that it's an election year. Keep a hold of your head, Counselor. Now is not the time to lose your nerve. It would appear that someone has hocked a rose gold wedding ring and matching engagement ring. Sound familiar?
Deirdre Muller.
Press the pawnbroker and see what you can find out. The address is 348 South Main Street. The Muller case goes before the grand jury next week, and the DA does not want any egg on his face. Then get out to the railroad depot on Santa Fe Avenue. We have another poor unfortunate found this morning beside a railroad line. 40-year-old white woman.
Right, Skipper.
I gave me twice cash. I said all there. Another body and Deirdre Muller's ring. The Emperor may soon have to come to terms with the fact that he's wearing no clothes.
What exactly did you get that book of riddles shoved up your ass, fellas? Is that what your old man paid college tuition for?
Mouthpiece tore strips off me at the grand jury. Case was thrown out. Now the DA wants
This
my
way.
head.
Top of my class back east. Now I'm waiting tables.
Pawnbroker.
You've got to admit, this is looking odd.
Anyone could pawn a ring.
But if you take it along with all of the other indicators...
Hold. Hugo Moeller was identified by the school's ground. He's our guy.
Witnesses have fingered the wrong guy before.
He ran, for God's sake.
And he always maintained he was set up.
We did charge Muller though. We charged Rooney because I didn't believe either of them did it. I had to charge someone, so I charged the child molester. Like, I'd rather have got the guy who did it, who I'm sure is the temp bartender guy.
Detectives Phelps and Galloway, LAPD. You have a rose gold wedding and engagement ring?
David Bremner. Am I gonna get something for this pledge? Gave that bum money, now you guys are gonna leave me short.
How much did you give him?
50 bucks?
Try another number.
20?
Try 10. Feel lucky you're getting it.
I have the rings right here.
What's this mark here?
Maker's mark. Usually traceable. That one came from Hartfield's Jewelry down on Broadway.
Thanks for the tip. Does this mark mean anything?
Hallmark. Gives you an idea of the quality.
What have you got on the guy who brought these in?
Goes by the name of Percy B. Shelley. Gave an address. 15
Mother
Street,
fucker.
London, Tulare County.
Can you give us a description of the man who pawned these rings?
Not sure. Medium height, medium build, dark hair, I think. Sorry. He just had one of those forgettable faces.
We'll be in touch, Mr. Bremner.
Shelley. Percy Biss. I have no idea how to pronounce that, but B-Y-S-S-H-E. Whoa!
We have a problem.
We could have the local troopers check out the Tulare County address.
The address is bogus. Purpose having fun with us. The guy who's been sending the Dahlia letters is also the guy who pawned these rings.
How do you figure that?
Percy Bysshe Shelley wrote the poem that came with the Dahlia letter. The Dahlia letters are genuine. The man who killed Elizabeth Short may have also killed Deirdre Mullen.
And how do we prove that, Skipper ain't gonna like it.
Damn it. I know they actually managed to squeeze that.
KGPL to all units. Citizen reports man with a gun. Union and Rockwood Street. Union and Rockwood Street. Unit to handle code 2. Identify.
Okay. Let's roll. I don't like to look at that. Foot off the accelerator. Okay. Quick snake. Not really much of a chicane, but Angel Strike. I'm gonna have to go quite a way to get here. Oh, what are you doing? I'm going most of the way across the damn city for this.
KGPL to all units. Citizen reports man with a gun. Union and Rockwood Street. Union and Rockwood Street. Unit to handle code 2. Identify.
God damn it! I said cough it up! I'm not gonna say it again. That's it, old man. I've had enough of your gibberish.
Give it up, LAPD!
Apologize immediately. Hurry! You can still catch him.
just never in a position where I could actually draw down on him. What was that even about? Random bout of violence, leaving 2 people dead. Nothing achieved. Pointless. Okay, I've got a long drive back. Let's put the pedal down. Whoops. Right outside the police station too. But yep, Phelps strikes again. No, no. Ah, that was my fault for going on the far lane instead of in the middle.
Any central units, 459 suspects to be taken into custody at the trolley station on Lucas Avenue. Stand by for further.
Yeah, wrong button. You know what? Okay, fine. I'm going to do this one. No more street crimes, at least for a couple of stops in this case. Hopefully this one isn't going to be as far away. See? I can do that! Oncoming lane.
Car 11 King, go ahead with further.
11 King, 2459 suspects sighted in the vicinity of the trolley station on Lucas Avenue between Court and Colton.
You should have iced those folks. You leave no witnesses, you stay out of the
I'm
post.
not riding all the way to Santa Ana and then on to Cincinnati with you pissing in my
But
ear.
I'm tired of always being on the lam.
I don't have a choice. Stick-up charge is still a stick-up charge, and I ain't going back inside.
You're both coming with me. Don't do anything stupid.
Not what I want to see.
Don't go to sleep on me. Get me back in close.
Asshole! So it's not just the vehicle AI, but the pedestrian AI is fucking terrible.
Hit him. Clean this asshole off the road.
I hate driving in this game. The fuck are they going?
Give it up, LAPD.
I don't do good jobs on the drive, but hey, I actually took someone alive. Oh, crap, that seems to be less common with street crimes.
Trolley station. 459 suspects are in custody.
Roger, 11K. All units, code 4 on the 459 suspects at the Lucas Avenue trolley station.
Okay, no more street crimes. I need to get to the damn railway. I need to be going to the railway. Oh! Oh my god, I am hitting everything. I'm trying to go too fast. Frankly, that's just an embarrassing performance.
You boys ready? Follow me.
Okay.
We should keep this development with the rings under our hat until we speak again.
We're all on the same team, Rusty.
Chain of command, Phelps. The skipper will decide who needs to know. Got it?
I get it, Rusty. I just don't like it.
Okay, be wonder, maybe some nudity here. Nope. It's got clothes on this time.
Yeah. I look after all the rail depots.
What have you got?
The Negro, Nelson Gaines, called it in. I came down here to make sure him and the other guy, Jameson, stuck around.
Jameson found the body?
Something like that. Guy makes me sick.
We'll talk to the coroner. Keep an eye on both of them.
Oh no. Oh no, no, no. I do not want to hear that. Okay.
Smell? Very good. There is the usual evacuation smell, but it appears she's been living rough for quite some time.
Very strong smell of alcohol.
Well, the autopsy will tell, but I would assume that she was inebriated.
Yep. No rings.
Another missing ring. Certainly seems I've been swabbing a lot of bare fingers recently.
Can you be more exact about the time of death?
No later than 2 a.m. The state the body was in, a 1 or 2 hour window is the best I can do.
Shit.
What have we got here?
White female, approximately 40 years of age.
Guy was
Lipstick
raping the
smudges on the
corpse.
face, but no writing, at least nothing legible. A blunt force trauma to the temple, nose, and eye regions. Ligature marks point to the probable cause of death being strangulation.
Any idea of the time of death?
From her temperature, after midnight would be my guess.
Beautiful day. Hope we have no trouble.
Evelyn, maybe.
Someone was trying to get her to come home.
Connecticut.
We could go over to the lot and see what they know about her.
That's gonna be difficult, Cole. Keystone Studio lot closed back in 41.
Unless it's only good until then. So that's probably the last time they had anything to do. Shit.
Maybe someone at Mensch's will remember her. This is shit for personal items, not booze. It's an angle worth investigating. What are you thinking, Ray?
The city keeps tossing us dead bodies. We're just running to catch up.
But not really helpful.
Detective Phelps and Galloway, homicide. Can you tell me exactly what happened?
We were shutting cars over to the main line when I saw this man here lying on top of this woman. The woman wasn't moving and seemed to be in a bad way.
What time was this?
About 7:30 this morning, sir.
Thanks for your help. Have you given Patrolman Hart your details?
I have, sir.
Thank you. You can go now. Detective Phelps, LAPD homicide.
John Ferdinand Jameson.
We need you to answer some questions, John.
If you don't mind, I prefer Ferdinand.
Don't push your luck, knucklehead.
What were you doing to the body, Ferdinand?
Are you sure you won't be upset?
Try me, Ferdinand.
I was kissing her. It's not against the law.
Shut up.
There's no
Take
law
your
against
beating
it.
like a man.
Turn out your pockets, Ferdinand.
Beautiful day.
Classic
Hope we have no
Carmine.
trouble.
Is this yours, Ferdinand?
No. found it near her purse. I thought she could use some lipstick.
Rusty, stop. Don't hit him. You went through her purse?
It wasn't like she needed it. Took a look.
I mean,
Did you take any money?
Wasn't any to take. I found her lipstick and her matchbook over on the mat. Not much else.
You found the body?
Yes, I did. I work here. I was coming off shift and headed home.
you used to work here. I don't buy.
Why didn't you report the body, Jameson? Do you know how this is going to look to a jury?
A jury? What gives? I could tell that she was dead. I came through here about midnight last night. She wasn't here then.
Let me belt him again.
You're under arrest, Jameson. We'll see how this plays out. Until then, you can think a little on how you'd like to be treated if you were found dead.
I'm telling you, it's not illegal. Me and some friends of mine...
Clyde, you get this sack of shit into a cell. I'll deal with him later.
Sure, Rusty.
Phelps, badge 1247.
It's funny how I react playing this game.
How can I help,
I'm not
detective?
really a big Law and Order type,
On Levine's liquor.
but I
Closest
just
store to
get
the San
so
Fernando
angry
rail yard as
at
possible.
some of the shit that people do in this
Just a
game.
moment, detective. Closest store would be the one at 939 South Hope Street.
Thanks.
Okay, let's hit the bar.
Read that those goddamn Chinese want to sell the relief food that we're sending them?
Yeah. Yeah, I read about that.
People are starving. They can't use that.
Want to sell the food to fund the civil war against the communists.
Really? Guess that's okay then.
Armies can't fight without food. Spend all your money on weapons, but you still have to have the will to fight. Fortunately, the Reds will win in China.
Watch your mouth. Know what you're saying?
The people of this country overthrew a king. You think the Chinese will balk at an emperor if they are starving?
Didn't think so.
drink, fellas?
Phelps, Galloway, homicide. We need to ask you some questions concerning Evelyn Summers.
I'm Walter Match. Evelyn Summers? What is it now?
You knew Evelyn?
As well as I wanted to know Evelyn. She's a pain in the ass, always coming in here, cadging drinks, never had any money. She was in just a couple of nights ago.
Did she ever tell you where she was staying?
I don't know. I think she was living rough. She had that kind of stunk about her.
Who did she drink with?
Yeah, a bunch of these guys. Ask her out.
I swear there was a guy there. Bunch of these. He's the only one here now.
What's your name?
Grosvenor McCaffrey.
Mind if I ask you some questions, Mr. McCaffrey?
I'm just a starving writer, detective.
Oh, beat him, beat him,
Summers,
beat him.
And why she was found beaten and
All
strangled
right as a
in the rail
scum.
depot on Santa
I don't,
Fe.
because I am one.
Okay. I see your point.
How well did you know her?
I can't say that I knew her. It was more like I was aware of her.
Did you see Evelyn last night?
No. I was at home. Writing.
Don't believe you.
Do you want to get dragged into this, McCaffrey? Do you want us to get interested in you?
She hung out with this powder puff, James Tiernan. They haunted the public library together.
How well do you know James Tiernan?
I know he works some kind of plebeian job at Rawlings Bowling Alley.
Rawlings. I know that place. Corner of 9th and Grand. A lot of cops bowl there on Tuesday nights.
Do you have a criminal record, Mr. McCaffrey?
Nothing serious. I've had a few skirmishes.
You want to save me some time, or do you want me to look up your file?
Industrial disputes, strikes, workers' rights, that kind of thing.
A regular fifth columnist. Nice to meet you, comrade.
Thank you for the information, Mr. McCaffrey.
Yeah, those were some pretty nasty things actually. During this point, he knows where Rawlins is, so I don't need to phone it in. Okay, booze. It's still on there, it's not crossed off. I have to come back.
What did you make of McCaffrey?
There'll come a day, and it's coming very soon. We'll run him and the rest of his pinko buddies out of Los Angeles.
Amanda's a suspect.
Noticing a bit of a theme here.
What can I do for you?
LAPD, Phelps and Galloway. We're making inquiries into the murder of Evelyn Summers.
Evelyn? She's dead?
You knew Evelyn Summers, Mr.
Robbins. Yes, I knew Evelyn. I was a good friend of her ex-husband. She kept some of her stuff here.
Can you show us, please?
Sure. Come this way.
Got some fine stock here, Mr. Robbins. Well, you let us take some for the road, this case might get solved a lot quicker.
He's joking, Mr. Robbins.
She kept a bed here, but I probably shouldn't have let her. An alcoholic in a liquor store. That was never going to work out, was it?
We'll take a look around.
No, but you tried. That makes something. Hopefully that's Mum on the left. And that's a young Evelyn on the right. Because kind of don't want to think about it being.
She wasn't always such a loner.
All the way around.
Evelyn was reading Aristotle?
Evelyn wasn't stupid. The only stupid thing about her was her need to drink.
And she was borrowing books from Grosvenor McCaffrey.
Can't even spell his name right. The C should be high, not low. Is that it?
When exactly did Evelyn work in the pictures?
A few years ago. She worked in legal copyrights for music.
I'm guessing Evelyn hadn't held down a job for quite some time before she was killed. Rawlings Bowling Alley. Maybe Evelyn did something other than drink in her spare time.
Nope. Okay, looks like we're done there.
We're trying to account for Evelyn's movements yesterday.
She came by in the morning.
A social visit? To pick up some of her things?
She had a couple of bucks and bought a quart of rye.
Any idea where the money came from?
She didn't mention it, but she did say the booze was a present for a boy. She said they had been fighting and she had to make it up to him.
Were you and Evelyn close, Mr. Robbins?
Not many people will be sad she's gone. I'll be one of the few.
I like this
I
guy.
got the impression that Evelyn had been sleeping rough of late.
It became difficult for me to have her stay here. Her mother was trying to get her back on the straight and narrow. She's old now. To be honest, you have to have a good reason to want to get back on.
You know a friend of Evelyn's by the name of McCaffrey?
Not personally.
See, he'd been being so straight, but now gonna have to go with
You're
that.
struggling for leads, Robbins. Did she know McCaffrey?
She idolized him. From what I gather, the feeling was far from mutual. He seems to peddle a revolutionary stance, fixing the ills of society. You could see how it would appeal to down-and-outs like Evelyn.
Thanks for your help, Mr. Robbins.
No problem. Hey, I'd like to make arrangements for the funeral. You think I could get in touch with Evelyn's mother?
Put in a call to the watch commander at Central Station, Mr. Robbins. He'll be trying to reach the next of kin.
Thanks. Get the guy, huh? Evelyn never hurt anybody.
Except herself.
Car 11K, Car 11K, come in. Car 11K, Car 11K, KGPL.
11 King.
A message from Captain Donnelly, return to Central, code 2.
11 King, in or out? Let's not keep the man waiting, Phelps.
Actually, that's not what I meant. I'm gonna go talk to Galloway. Galloway McCaffrey.
say you barely knew Evelyn?
Yes, that is correct.
You're lying, McCaffrey. You looked down your nose at Evelyn, but you knew her, and you have some idea of what happened.
I hope you're holding aces. I'm telling you again, I barely knew the woman.
Why would you lend her your book on metaphysics if you only knew her in passing? It was more than that. A Renaissance man like yourself, lending his books to his acolytes.
She hounded me about that goddamn book, and then she lifts it from my apartment and lies to my face that she didn't take it, as if she could even comprehend any of it. I saw her go into a hotel with Tiernan last night. They had booze in a paper bag. He's your man.
See, the way he does this, we catch him out, he fingers turn again. No, I do not fucking like this guy. I really hope we can make it for this. Okay. Now we pretend that we followed Donnelly's order to Leicester and immediately made our way to the station. We did not make a stop. We totally did, but shh. Damn it!
Captain is downstairs with Ray Pinker and Carruthers.
Need a drink. I got the jitters again.
I didn't want to arrest the kid, so I gave him a dust. Yeah. I used to be indecisive. Now I'm not so sure.
What's this about, Captain?
Ray and Mal have some concerns over the Henry and Muller cases, which I don't want aired outside of this room.
Evidence is solid, Captain.
I agree, Rusty. It's just that corpses keep piling up.
Copycats.
I've been banging the same drum. But the notes and the lipstick messages.
Evelyn Summers, Cartel Classic Carmine. Each woman, same brand, same color.
Teresa Terrelson didn't have a lipstick message.
Technically, you're right, Rusty. She didn't have any lipstick. But she did have a message. We found it beneath her dress, scraped with a sharp stick.
What did it say?
You sure you want to know?
Ray?
As far as we can be sure, it said cunt BD.
That's one way of looking at it.
Looking at what?
Cunt is all about access, Phelps. You're married, so yours is mortgaged. Some of us like to pay by installments. This guy doesn't like to pay at all.
Why are you so angry, Mal?
Because I just had to fire one of my assistants. He was a friend of Jameson's. God knows what he might have been up to.
Captain, we have good leads in the Summers case.
Oh.
But it's up to you to decide how we proceed.
Keep this under your hat for now. And follow up on Evelyn Summers. I want daily reports.
We got our orders. Back to the Summers case. Get an address for McCaffrey. He'll have blown the bar. I'll meet you outside.
Mouthpiece tore strips off me at the grand jury. Case got thrown out. Now the DA wants my head.
Operator, give me dispatch.
Putting you through now.
Phelps, 1247.
How can I help, Detective?
Guy gave his wife a tab.
I need an address for a Grosvenor McCaffrey.
Grosvenor McCaffrey. Apartment 6, 126 Yale Street, between Ord and Alpine.
Thank you.
Okay, I think bowling alley. I don't think it's going to give much important info, but it might be just enough. Before I go brace McCaffrey.
Let me pose a question.
Depends. What you got to do with?
Morals. Would it bother you to put the wrong person away?
Depends.
On what?
On whether anyone except the poor son of a bitch in the Slam River found out.
See, this is kind of what I feel like the LA Quartet actually did pretty well. Series of novels by James Ellroy. Third one's the famous one because they made the film of it called LA Confidential. But they're basically all set in this kind of era, late 40s, early to mid 50s, all in LA. The first book is The Black Dahlia, which rather filling, but it kind of stands on its own. And then books 2, 3, and 4, damn it, does actually have a running story going through it, and also involves, nope, that was not the right term. Also involves, say, like Mickey Cohen, who's in this. But the thing about trying to make the police better than they had been, police corruption, and all sorts of problems going on.
Hello, Rusty. 2 on your usual lane?
I'm Detective Phelps. Homicide.
You must be new. What's your shoe size?
This is business, Florence. You got a guy who works here by the name of Tiernan?
Sure we do. He's a pin setter. Clears the jams, works the gutters. Go right in. He'll be hopping around the lanes toward the back. He's a nice boy.
Thanks, ma'am. Let's go get him.
Phelps is just getting angrier and angrier.
Good beers all around, doll.
Food wasn't great, but you're real nice.
I love these waitresses. Everyone's a doll.
Tiernan! LAPD!
Oh, no.
There!
What are you waiting for? Get after him!
We might go faster if we weren't carrying the extra weight. These are flashy cars to be parked outside a bowling alley.
The lanes attract a fast-living individual with money to burn.
Or a middle-aged individual with the need to feel virile.
Phelps, you gotta get me closer! Another runner. At least we've got a suspect.
Why do they always run? I'm sure we've got the wrong person in more than one of these homicides, but they always seem to lam it.
You know, your theories are not airtight by any means.
If this isn't the killer, we can at least get him for reckless endangerment.
That's unless he runs into a wall and saves us all the trouble.
Hit it! Clean this asshole off the road. I'll try to shoot out the car. Wish me luck. Hit him, Cole! Spin him out!
Whoa, looks like we're going into the tunnels.
God damn it, he'll kill himself.
All right, as long as it doesn't kill us, I'm okay with it. That is the end of that. About fucking time.
Lost his hat once again.
Put your hands in the air!
The thing is, quite often they don't run, we probably wouldn't come down on them as hard as we do. Okay. No, let's get McCaffrey in. I really don't want McCaffrey to be innocent. Though, again, suspicion that actually maybe this is another one of the BD guys. Of course, he could actually be the guy. I mean, the kind of guy who reads Aristotle's metaphysics may well have read quite a bit of Shelley. Number 6.
McCaffrey is in apartment 6.
Okay, level 1 of rooms 1 to 4, so we've got to go up. Five, 6, 7, 8. So 5, 6 to the left. Number 6, this is the one.
Doesn't look like anybody's home.
Kick it in.
Terrible shame. Means there's nobody to let us in. You want to do the honors, Phelps?
From the letter we found beside the body. At the very least, I'd say it ties McCaffrey to the scene.
circumstantial. He said he was at home. He said he didn't know her. And we have the book.
Let's see Carruthers argue his way out of this one.
Is that you, Grosvenor? Who are you guys? What are you doing in here?
We're from the LAPD, ma'am. Do you know where we might find McCaffrey?
I'm his neighbor. Is he in trouble?
Look, lady, we need to find him, and in a hurry. Are you gonna give me trouble?
He has a pigeon coop up on the roof. He spends his mornings up there when he's been drinking.
How do we get up there?
Down the hall and up the stairs.
Drunk and in command of a carrier pigeon. Surely we can write him up for that. A citation, at least.
I mean, the music stopped, but I now don't trust that because I went and found useful stuff last time. No, okay, roof. Oh, that's not it. Was this the second set of stairs up? Yep. Okay.
Isn't he the cop they've been talking about on the radio? Want another commendation?
Yeah, here we go. Pigeon coops. He didn't really seem like the kind of fella for that, unless you're sending messages.
Grosvenor McCaffrey!
Running on a hangover, McCaffrey? Sit down and we'll talk. I'll go get our wheels. You a runner, McCaffrey? Stay and fight the good fight.
There he is, officer!
Give it up, LAPD!
Go on.
McCaffrey, you're under arrest on suspicion of murdering Evelyn Summers.
Okay, now
We need to get
we have
downtown
two.
to wrap this thing up. It's gotta be the cap. Unless Tiernan set him up. I think that asshole Jameson. Now, whoever.
How do you know that McCaffrey didn't do the dog?
We have a list of over 200 suspects. His name was never on it.
If you think the list is exhaustive, Rusty, who am I to argue?
Listen, let's just work the case at hand, shall we? Then we can sit down and put all the puzzle pieces together in a later date.
I'll hold you to that.
Missed my turn. Okay.
You sure you can make it stick with one of these suspects, gentlemen?
It's either McCaffrey or Tiernan, sir. I think Jameson is an aberration.
All right. I'll deal with that degraded lunatic myself. He's got some fearful retribution coming. Tiernan isn't one, McCaffrey isn't two. I want a confession from one of them. Don't fail me, young fellas.
Okay. Let's go with McCaffrey first. Yeah, McCaffrey.
I say we bust in there and find the goddamn evidence.
I've already forgotten which one's which. McCaffrey and 2. Actually, no. I've talked to him plenty. Let's do Tiernan first.
Why did you run, Tiernan?
I was the last one to see Evelyn that night. I knew you would think it was me.
Can you describe your relationship with Evelyn?
I barely knew Evelyn.
Motherfucker.
Keep lying to me and I'll have you charged and in front of a grand jury before your feet touch the ground.
How can you possibly prove Evelyn and I were more than friends?
McCaffrey gave you up, Tiernan. He says he saw you go into your hotel with Evelyn.
I met Evelyn at the public library. We would read for a while and then go for a drink. Last night, we went back to my hotel room and had some more to drink. I must have passed out. I woke up and she was gone.
What time was this?
Around midnight, maybe later.
And there's no one who can confirm this?
No, there isn't. I knew you wouldn't believe me.
Aristotle's Metaphysics, the book that belonged to McCaffrey.
McCaffrey saw her looking at it once and laughed in her face.
And you're saying Evelyn stole it?
She wanted something of his.
We'll either hang this on you or McCaffrey. You better give us something.
Well, McCaffrey's been in trouble with the law before. I mean, he always makes out it was some kind of labor dispute. But, you know, I'm not so sure.
You and Evelyn were drinking together last night, and she had no other place to stay.
I don't know what happened last night. I don't remember.
You're lying, Tiernan. You'd been fighting with her. You fought, and...
I'm not lying! She got up and left! That was it!
She left, but she came back. She bought you a quart of whiskey to make it up to you. She told the liquor store owner. You're in deep trouble, buddy.
She said she loved me. She wanted to care for me. She would never stop talking about McCaffrey. McCaffrey was a writer, and McCaffrey was a hero. McCaffrey cared for the little guy.
Did you kill her, Tiernan?
I might as well have. I kicked her out. She had nowhere to go.
Do you own a car, Tiernan?
No, I don't.
Have access to a lug wrench?
We use a lot of them to clear jams in the pin setting machines.
The coroner's report says that Evelyn was killed with a wrench. I think you did it and then planted the evidence at McCaffrey's apartment for us to find.
We went to his apartment. McCaffrey was up on the roof. Evelyn stole the book. McCaffrey went crazy when he found out. He said he would put her out of her misery. He can be very cruel.
Evelyn was missing a ring from her right hand.
That's strange. She always wore it. Big black circular disc with a white E in the middle. It was made from an old typewriter key, a present from the prop department at her old movie studio.
We're going to talk to McCaffrey. You need to think about what you told us, Tiernan.
Cole's neck going a bit wonky there. Okay. let's take what we got from there and go slap McCaffrey about a bit.
I saved a whole year for that car.
You ready to answer some questions?
You think I have all the answers?
People who run from the police usually have something to hide.
Touché, detective. Let's see where this takes us.
Evelyn died sometime around midnight. Remind me, where were you?
I was at home, writing. I'm working on a manuscript.
You're lying, McCaffrey. You were out at the rail yard.
And what do you have that proves I was there?
How about half of Augusta Summers' last correspondence with her daughter?
What are you talking about?
After you were done beating Evelyn, you searched her and found her mother's letter. That old lady's anguish amused you.
I know nothing about a letter or Evelyn's goddamn mother.
So what was it doing on your writing desk?
I don't know, but if I didn't put it there, somebody else did. Try exercising your powers of deduction on that.
And then it's shit like that.
We found the lug wrench that Evelyn was battered with in your apartment, and the note from her mother, and your blood-stained clothing. We have you cold, McCaffrey.
You think if I could be bothered to murder Evelyn Summers, I would be stupid enough to leave the evidence in my apartment?
I'm hating this.
I don't believe you, Grosvenor. The evidence says that you killed her.
You can prove that I wanted to kill Evelyn?
Tiernan is prepared to testify that you threatened Evelyn's life in his presence.
Self-preservation. That's understandable. Okay, I'll level with you. Tiernan killed Evelyn. He came to me for help. I listened to him, and he explained why he did it.
Tiernan went to you for help. You expect me to buy that?
That's how it went down. I told him he made a terrible mistake, but he would be throwing his life away if he went to the cops. I took his things and told him I would dispose of them.
But you didn't.
Speak to Tiernan. He'll give it up.
Yeah, I'm thinking of moving up to a 45. I want to put him down to 1 round.
Let's get any on this side.
You spoken to McCaffrey? I can go? It's all been cleared up?
Not quite. We have one more question we need to ask, James. Then I think we will be done.
Sure. Go ahead.
So Evelyn passed out, and you walked out. What happened next?
I woke up in the morning, very hungover. I thought Evelyn would have come back.
I know you're lying, James. You went out looking for her. Tell me what really happened.
I don't know what you're talking about. How can you say I wasn't in that hotel room?
You wound up at McCaffrey's. You were still incredibly drunk. You passed out on his floor. It's time to tell me what really happened.
McCaffrey woke me up the next morning. He showed me the lug wrench and the letter and the box. And he said I came in with him last night. He said that I killed Evelyn. And that it was all over the radio. And that he would protect me. And I don't know, detective, for the life of me, I can't remember a goddamn thing. And I was angry with her. Really angry. I could have done it.
It's actually convincing me more that McCaffrey did it.
Wait here. Operator, message
Finally.
to KGPL.
I've been waiting to be able to make a call about this. What was McCaffrey in trouble for?
1247.
How can I help, Detective?
I need the jacket on a Grosvenor McCaffrey.
Finally.
McCaffrey was formerly under surveillance by the Red Squad. Convictions for petty theft. Dishonorable discharge from the Army during training at Syracuse. Assault on a local woman. Says he almost beat the woman to death.
Thanks, man.
See, last time out, I was kind of believing McCaffrey.
You were in the war?
Yes, I was. Seeing the things that I saw. It changes a man. I came back here determined to change things. All I wanted was a pen and an opportunity to speak out.
You told us before that you had only minor run-ins with the police. You didn't mention petty theft.
I've never been in trouble for violence. That's the salient point here, isn't it?
You're lying, McCaffrey. You have a history of violence towards women.
How do you turn a couple parking tickets and a petty theft misdemeanor into an assault charge?
We know all about you and your dishonorable discharge. Beating some poor woman near to death in Syracuse. You've never been in combat, McCaffrey. Your whole life is a fraud.
She was a goddamn peasant whore! She tried to steal from my wallet. I could have fought for this country. I could have...
You beat her because she stole from you. Because she tried to outsmart you.
The ignorant audacity of the bitch. What is a man supposed to do? Sit there and take it? How is a man supposed to call himself a man?
And Evelyn Summers, a poor, drunken nobody, stole your book.
And she got what was coming to her!
Grosvenor McCaffrey, I'm charging you
Fuck
with
you.
the murder of Evelyn Summers. She was a sad lady, who never hurt anyone except herself. I hope God finds a way to forgive you.
Congratulations, boys. You bagged the fine catch. Another red to boot. Grand. Now, I want you to put this business about a repeat offender out of your mind. This McCaffrey creature shows no remorse, and neither will the grand jury. You would have to walk a long mile to find a better candidate for an unmarked plot in a prison graveyard.
How bad is this gonna be? Holy shit! That is more vehicle damage than I've ever done. That's like double what I've ever done. But it's a pass. Okay. That's the studio secretary murder. Get to save. The moment it's done saving, I'm going to pause. And I'm going to take another break. Mostly because this is a good point to cut episodes. I mean, I could just stop and then start again, but whatever. I'm done with this case. I'll be back in about 10 minutes, and I'll pick up the third and final case for today. Ooh, pardon me. Third and final case for today. See you then.